watch over this nation. We ask that you touch the hearts and minds of every person, and that we work towards healing, ridding ourselves of division, and working more towards our very being the things that we ask in society. Let the crowd say,
Amen.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
We're gonna do our call and response that we do in the NAACP today. What we want to do is fight or fired up, ready to move. Fired up, ready to go. 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 Thank you so much for coming out today. Let me tell you, the people that are here, they are expecting, what are they expecting us to do? Oh, nothing. That's exactly right. So today, we're going to talk about some things that we can do. Because you look on social media, you talk to your friends, you talk to the family and your family. The question always is, what do we do now? Yes. There are some tangible things that go beyond the typical, we got to go vote, got to go to jury duty. There are some strategic things that we can do as a community and make things better. Make things better for Brother Anthony and for others who are caught up in the system. Please know, his story is a visible story that we all see, but every day our branch receives calls from people who are dealing with issues that maybe not be at that magnitude, but show symptoms and signs of a broken system. So today, we're going to talk about tangible things that you can do so that when your friends ask you, what can we do for Brother Anthony? You can say, here are the things we want you to do. I want to also, I just looked up and saw what my sister's president is. It looked like it's to hear from Curry Branch. Thank you for coming over and doing that. And you're going to go ahead and get started. So, for many of us, like I said, we're asked what we do. So, beyond, I'm not going to ask one person, beyond voting and serving on jury duty, what's something else we can do? One person. Get involved and help people to make your source of money. So, yeah. Today we're going to talk about that. And we're talking about it in the term of boxing, because the boxing ring about our ancestors. We have had to fight for everything when it comes to civil rights, voting rights, educational access, and equal opportunity. We have had to fight. So this fight is not new to us. We may be young and new to the situation, but it is our time to make a difference. So the good news is that when we fight, we win. So it is up to us to do those things. So at this time, what I want to say is winning requires strategy, winning requires discipline, and winning requires participation. We as the NAACP are here. I'm going through this a little bit fast because I know it's hot, so I'm not capturing all of the points, but I want to make sure that we capture the key points. We are going to do, and are y'all ready to do something?
Yeah.
Are y'all ready to do something?
Yes.
Are y'all ready to do something?
Yes.
So let me just say this. Legally, Brother Anthony and his family, all of the things that are going on from a legal perspective, those are being handled. So we're not going to address those things today because lawyers have come in, the NAACP has come in. Everyone is in trying to deal with all of the systemic issues that occur. So today, our conversation is around what you can do to make a difference. Fired up and ready to go. Fired up.
Ready to go.
Fired up.
Ready to go.
Fired up.
Ready to go.
I'll turn it over to my sister in this movement, Sharisa Thomas, first vice president. Thank you, Gail. Okay, can y'all hear me? Yes. All right, perfect. Thank you, June. I appreciate that. And let me start from a place of gratitude. I want to thank Lisa, our sister, for opening us up. Thank you so much for being out in these streets doing the work. Thank you, Brother Thomas, for giving us a word of prayer for the school today. And thank you, Madam President. You and I have spent countless hours planning and working in some our children. Thank you so much. Thank you all for being here. We are a village, and so I want to thank you for being here because you could have been a whole lot of places, and I'm sure you made a lot of adjustments to be here. But your presence showed us that you are invested, and so we're going to trust that. We believe we got a social contract with you now, right? And so if you are now a part of the action people, you are ambassadors of today's message, and today's message is about actions. All right, so I have some notes here. Because anybody who knows me knows that I go. So but it's hot, and so I don't want to deflect from our talking points and from the real thing, real aspect of what we're going to talk about. All right. Again, I'm gonna reference my husband. His cell phone. We both have two cell phone covers copying me, and he has one with Muhammad Ali. Raise your hand if you know who Muhammad Ali is. He was a bad brother, right? He faced fear. He let his fear. He never said he's fearless. He let his fear drive him. All right. And so as we go through each of these rounds, I want you to channel your inner Muhammad Ali, right? And so we're gonna round one in challenging in channeling our Muhammad Ali, we need to understand the facts. There's a lot of misinformation going on around there. That's the first thing that we can do as activists and ambassadors is to combat misinformation, right? We get in our feelings a lot, right? And that doesn't mean our feelings are invalid. It means that they need to be rooted in facts. They need to be rooted in our actions need to be rooted in data, and the data is there. The data that we are talking about is the Black population in Collin County, right? What our numbers are, and what our numbers are that are actually registered to vote out of that Black population. How many of those are registered to vote? Now we all know because I'm going to assume goodwill. All of you are probably registered to vote, yeah. But you probably know somebody in your family that's not, or your friend circle that's not, or that you cool with on social media that's not. Those people need to be involved in the fight, whether they're in Collin County, whether they're in Dallas County, or whether they're in Texas or the U.S. We as a people, this is a national issue. Just like we said, this is a systemic issue. This is not just a Collin County issue. This is just not a Carmel issue, right? We just saw the stabbing of a young man recently who lost his life because someone thought he was a threat and who thought he was stealing something. So we see this too often. So we need to understand the data. And when we talk about the first things that we can do, we can register people to vote, and we can make sure that people in our community are registered to vote. Jury participation.
Hey,
right?
Dr. Shoes.
Audrey Lord talked to us about using the master's tools to dismantle the master system. We can do that. If we're gonna dismantle this, we have to use the tools that are available to us. Voter registration is one of those. Jury duty is one of those. Now, I'm gonna be vulnerable here because leadership is also about being vulnerable. I have dodged jury duty once or twice in my life. I was busy. I had a lot of things going on. I just started a new job, and I didn't think it was smart, and I had time for it. But we have to serve on those juries. When we get the summons, we have to serve because we could be the difference. Our Black perspective, our lived perspective could be the difference between somebody spending 5 years in jail and 35 years or their life. They need our perspective. That doesn't mean that we're going to be biased. That doesn't mean that we're just going to be rooting for them because they Black. Well, yeah, we're going to be rooting for them because they Black. But that doesn't mean we're going to find them, they're going to escape consequences of that. That means that we are going to bring a Black perspective to that jury that they can't understand. And really, they don't want to understand, right? So when you get a summons, you need to go ahead and answer the summons. Then when you get a summons and you go, you need to be smart about how you answer those questions. Because those lawyers can pick and choose who gets to go to the next phase. And that's what happened in this case. So be smart about how you answer those questions. Be strategic, not checkers, chess, and how you answer those questions so that you can be on that jury, so you can give them an opportunity to have a fighting chance against a system that was designed against them. The next thing is the policies and the systems that affect our daily lives. The president, we all know, I used to be a teacher and I used to teach history, Texas history. And you will be surprised at the number of kids that don't know the branches of government. You'll be surprised at the number of adults that don't know the branches of government. And understanding that some basic civic infrastructure will help you understand how we navigate the city. It is our county commissioner.
Can you
It
put
is
the
our
flower?
elections clerk.
How are you?
Mayor, it is our city council, it is our school board members that make decisions that impact our lives more than the president.
That's right.
So we know that's right. We know what we got to do to get that fixed. But right here, we need to be going to school board meetings. We need to be going to city council meetings. We need to be holding people accountable. All right, so that's the next two. We're channeling Muhammad Ali, right? Round two, get in the fight. The real change happens when people move from concern to commitment. Boy, everybody on social media has an opinion about things. You would not believe how many text messages that I have received, how many threads and opinions have come up on our timeline, mine and yours alike, I'm sure, right? Everybody has an opinion, but we have to be about action, right? Everybody can talk, but we are about action. So, just like June said, this country only changed in two situations. They change when that change benefits them and when they are forced to change. And our people have laid their lives on the line to get us to where we are. That shall not be in vain. We, the ambassadors, will make sure that that will not be in vain. Become a part of mobilization efforts. Collin County is a working branch. My sister from Grand Prairie, they're a working branch too. So when people ask, well, what is the NAACP doing? I take it very personal because I know the work that we do. I know the sacrifices that we make. I know how when I'm out there registering people to vote and I try to talk to them and they avoid me like a bill collector. I know we are a working branch. We do budget fairs, we do health fairs, we got freedom schools, we have a voter registration, we have religious affairs. We are doing the work. Get involved. And when you see somebody, you hear somebody say, well, what is the NAACP doing? What is Black people doing? There are people that are putting their lives on the line for this. I assure you, I will bet you my husband's paycheck that it is people out there doing the work. So don't let them get away with disparaging our organizations, our Black leaders, because they out there doing the work. This is hard. This is hard. And sometimes you gotta fight your people to fight for your people.
Yes.
So I expect you to be ambassadors of that message. All right. Fight for accountability. Ooh, wait. You cannot have leadership, you cannot have change without accountability. Somebody is going to win. Some candidate is going to win. And either you're going to get what you want or somebody else is going to get what they want. Right? So we have, whoever wins, we have to be in a fight of holding them accountable. Right? We talk to our children about being accountable. Intent versus impact. Two different things. Holding them accountable. All right? And so there are some people running for office in November. We will be involved in setting up meetings with them and setting up a task force on, hey, we want to talk about how do you feel about this case and this issue and this situation. Go on the record as saying, what are you going to do? All right, that is what we have. And then when they get in office, we have to hold them accountable for that. Letter writing works, emails that work. They have to keep a log of that and they have to reference that. And then I promise you, our lobby days, it works. Writing an email to your congressperson, it works. Not a waste of time. And we do those too. So we have a template for you. Cut paste in. We can help you with that. All right. I'm gonna turn it over to June real quick to tell us about round 3.
Okay. So let me say this. In this case, can you hear me?
No.
The other side is better.
What about now?
Yeah, that's better.
Okay.
So I had the opportunity to go to the bail hearing for Mr. Anthony. And this happened to be in a court, which goes to show us when you have people who come from a background that has similar experiences to people of color and across all races, was presiding over that court. And what I will say is, as she talked and explained the process for setting bail, as she talked about the importance that bail was intended to ensure that they would come back to court and that it was not meant to be an amount that was unattainable by the individual. And as our judge proceeded to talk, I realized that she understood that bail needed to be reduced. And guess what? She reduced it. Why am I telling this story? Because this judge is our only Black judge in Collin County.
Yes.
And understood the importance of following the law. She very clearly explained the law. And she knew that that bail was not set properly. And let me tell you this. She has had death threats. Her house was disclosed. Her address was disclosed. And I hope not, but I'm sure they're going to try to run somebody against her. And I just say that just to help you understand that when we can get someone in there, in the room, to understand the process, that we can change things. I was on jury. The only time I had jury duty, I'll go through it real fast. I was up in Denton County. I went in and it was a case. And there was something about the date that just kept ringing in my mind. And I was the only Black on the case. And as it turned out, it wasn't January 15th. That was the day after. But it was, or the day before, it was MLK Day. It was the national holiday for MLK. And her defense was that she was at work on this particular day. And she worked in a financial system. She was off work that day. So guess what? She was not at work that day. But because I was the person in the room that understood what happened on that date, I spoke up and said, wait. That's a day, that's MLK Day. And we were able to reverse that. So it's very important that you have people in the room during deliberations to help change the course of action. So who can tell me, and we've got a couple of prizes here, who can tell me the position that handles jury summons? And I'm going to tell our judge, our attorney, to recuse himself. Who handles jury summons?
Who handles jury what?
County clerk, right?
Who says? County clerk. We're gonna sponsor membership for you in the NAACP. The county clerk. And guess what, y'all? On November 3rd, what's happening?
Voting.
On election day, who we voting on?
County clerk.
County clerk. Do your homework. Figure it out. And we need to figure out who is best for ensuring that they're going to make good decisions that don't lock us out the system and allow us to progress as a community. Next question. Now that Brother Anthony and others have gone through this course, who's going to be handling the appeal process?
The appellate court? The appellate court? Is it the appellate court? Or
Was that the Court of Appeals?
Court of Appeals first?
Appeals
Oh,
first,
okay, okay. Court of Appeals.
yeah. Me,
She'll go the air.
pay attention. I'll answer to somebody.
So guess what? What's on the ballot
Court of
on November 3rd? Court of Appeal. You have at least 2 people that look like people of color on the ballot. We've got to go do our research
Mm-hmm.
and we got to figure out who is best to help advance our causes. And I'm not saying that to say that we want anyone to vote a certain way, but we want someone to be able to look at the law,
Mm-hmm.
administer the law, so that
Amen.
we can fight and win
Mhm.
some of these injustices that have occurred against us.
Mm-hmm.
So, what are the 2 positions on the ballot that we're looking at?
County clerk.
County clerk and the Court of Appeals.
When we have our meet the candidate, we will have them there. We need to do our homework. We need to understand the questions that we want to put before them. And we need to ask the questions so that when they're all on Facebook, have y'all noticed on Facebook, have you seen anything other than the talk about, you know, all of the things that went wrong? Have you seen any solutions? I mean, outside or beyond
No.
the discussion?
I
Educate
did
our people.
voting. I did.
Be-
People.
In addition to voting, and in addition to serving on a jury, when we vote, we've got to look at these two key positions. What is it again? What y'all go? Here's our little blocker here. Our blocker, Joy, who came in, and
Yes.
her
Yes.
husband,
Jamil.
Jamil.
Mhm.
They were in for Austin. They came to participate in some things. So let's welcome them.
Thank you.
So when y'all go back to your community, when you go back to your friends, as you start to look at things over the next couple of months, what are we looking for? So, and then the last thing I want to bring out, there's a House bill, 1405. It did not come out of the calendar committee last session, but in January, we want that bill to come out. And here's what 1405 does. It deals with bullying and cyberbullying. But there's a component that we want to address, which is at the nucleus of, I think, what has happened as it pertains to the Gatsby case, and at the nucleus of what we receive 75 to 80% of our calls about. What do you think is the number one complaint?
Bullying.
No, deeper than that.
Deeper than that, racial slurs. Kids
Wow.
called the N-word.
Wow.
They get tired of being called the N-word, and guess what? They go to fight. And guess who gets punished? Our kids. So 1405 is designed to, number one, start creating start tracking the instances and cases of where it happens, and more importantly, determine some more additional punishment that can occur for when our children are being called out of order. So your task today is, and I'm going to get some of our volunteers to go around with that. Y'all need to sign up for our advocacy task force, because we're going to be going to visit a few people. And we need y'all's commitment to come with us to do a visit. Who are the people you think we're going to see? We're talking about Texas House Bill 1405.
House of Representatives.
Our legislators.
Yeah.
So Collin County, who are our legislators?
Each.
You can't answer. You can't answer.
Bleaching.
And Caressa Richardson. We're going to be doing legislative lobby days, going in, asking them to sign up to sponsor House Bill 1405, because guess what? More than 43% of Collin County is what? Are people of color.
Really?
They need to stand up for their constituents. So what House bill we gonna monitor?
1405.
1405. And who we going after to help support us? And which legislator?
Leash.
So
It's
those,
3 of them.
those are who we're looking for. And then I'm gonna pass it back over to Tracy.
June, may I say something while you're on the bullying in the House bill? Know that the State Department, when you're working with the Department of Education, they have to track discipline. And McKinney, Garland, Irving, those districts have been dinged with the number of Black and Latino people of color that they've disciplined. And they have to come up with a plan when they show that number is higher than the number within the district or within that county. They have to come up with a plan. So if we're going to talk about going to school board meetings, that's one of the things that can be addressed and can be asked.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, Troy. That is the data collection that we're talking about. And when we go before the school board, before we set up these meetings, we are always prepared. Don't let me leave you with the impression that we can willy nilly go make an appointment and then we go and say, you know, what you gonna do? Like we go in there armed with our information. So thank you. You are exactly right. Thank you. All right. Our last punch that I'm charged with talking to you about is the power of community. Y'all, we've been here before, and the only way we're gonna get through this is with each other. It's with community. All right. And so it's through collective action and collective power. You know that another crisis like this is going to happen because it was designed to happen. So there will be, unfortunately, there will be another. We have to be prepared, like yesterday, on what our actions will be. On what our action, what our actions will be. And what I also want you to do as ambassadors of this message and as a part of this village is this is not our fault. So don't let someone else or find yourself guilty using language that is blaming Black people. This is not our fault. We are a community and we are together and we will get through this together. We will uplift each other. We will show up and we will show out. And even when we're scared, even if our voice shakes, we will show up. So we're going to show up for voting, for voter registration, for jury participation, for advocacy, reporting discrimination, holding public officials accountable, and supporting other organizations that are in the fight for justice for us. All right, that's round four. I'll turn it over to you to close us out.
I just had anything to say about the children, because I'm a teacher too, about the children, being disciplined.
Thank you.
They call them they also, they don't do anything about when a student does something to when a student does something to another student, to a Black student. And I've seen this a lot. And I'll give you one instance I just recently experienced a couple of months ago. I took the kids to the gym. Uh, this was Richardson, but still, it doesn't matter because I see it all over. I took the students to the gym, and there were two coaches there. And so they had the students walking around. And one particular little girl, she kept holding my hand. Well, a little boy walked up to her and just punched her in the stomach.
Mm.
And the coaches didn't say anything. They didn't do anything. They act like nothing happened. But I did chastise the student and said, that's not nice. Don't do that. You're not supposed to do that.
Mm.
That just hurt me so bad when I see our children being treated unjustly.
Mm.
Thank you. So I'd like for them not to just hold the student accountable or the count accountable,
Mhm.
but hold the teachers accountable.
And the staff, yeah.
Sisters. And that just goes to show we also need more Black in the classroom. Our kids need to see our faces so that they know that someone, if they need to and don't feel comfortable, they can go to someone that looks like them. Next of all, we forgot to talk about two programs that we do here in our branch that have helped and that have, like I said, I think at the nucleus of all that's going on deals with bullying. So we have a freedom school, and I'm going to let Sister Sharisa talk about that in just a second. But we have a program called Prepare to Lead, Ready to Serve. And why did we do that? Why did we do that program? Because in 2020, we looked at most of the school districts and looked at city council, and there were not any people that looked like us. So as a result of that, we put together a program, much like the leadership programs, where we work with them over the course of about 8 months and go through the process with the goal, number one, that they will serve on a board or commission. And number two, that they will run for office. We've had 3 graduates that have gone on and successfully become school board members. And if you look across most of your big cities, especially, we now have people of color. So we are intentionally working to help deal with some of the systemic issues that are going on. Because I will tell you, baby, these school board members or council, they are going in. And one of our sisters she's the president of her school board. And they're going in and they're making sure that they are addressing our children. And I say that to say it's part of our fight. Part of our fight is with making sure that we've got people in there fighting for our kids. So I say that I need to see 2 or 3 people that are out here today that think they might serve on a board or commission and or run for office. Come on now, because it takes ordinary people to make extraordinary things happen. So I need you to seriously think about running for office. I need you to seriously think about running for school boards, because the only way that we can fight the system is if we are inside the system. So can I get some commitment? And then also that we support those running. We have a sister over here. She's the previous Dallas County Democratic Party chair. Collin County, I'm sorry. And so we have her here. So we have people that are here that will help you, but we have got to get our people involved. We got some things going on some of our outer suburbs, Princeton, Anna, some of the outside areas that we go to are cases all the time. So we need people that are willing to serve, willing to be a part. We've got an emergency response QR code here. We're putting together a team. We need you to sign up and sign in. Sister LaDonna, I'm going to ask you to go around with that.
I think you do.
Okay.
You can go ahead again.
Okay. So let me let Teresa talk about Freedom School that we created to deal with some of the issues.
Okay, thank you, sis. She probably feel like we hazing her. She is holding it up. Thank you, sis. I appreciate it. All right, my name is Teresa Thomas, and I am the proud director of Freedom School. Freedom School, we're going into our 3rd summer for Freedom School. And I'm delighted that I'm able to talk to you about it. Freedom School is a week-long Black History camp program, not camp, because we're not playing. It's 7th and 8th grade students. And we chose that grade because I used to teach in a classroom. Most of my years were spent in middle school. And we understand child development. That is when they are beginning to understand their identity, compare themselves to the world. And this is when they start to internalize that N-word that they're being taught. Or this is when they are starting to internalize, well, why is my history not being taught? This is when they begin to be brainwashed by, oh, well, my history starts with slavery. And so what we decided to do, Julie and I, is start a Freedom School. And so we have it a week-long program, and Monday through Thursday is interactive lessons. We're focused on literacy, history, leadership, Black culture, and it's amazing. Then on Friday, we take a tour through Black Wall Street. And during that week, they get a copy of a book that is age appropriate, that talks about Black history. And during the week, each day, we are talking about segments of Black Wall Street, how it happened. That's how we're approaching the history aspect of it. What made Black Wall Street happen? Because contrary to the whitewashing belief, Black people were just fine on their own. They were not seeking to the grass degree on the other side. They just weren't left alone. And they were prosperous. Had hundreds, it was over 10,000 people there in total at the time. They had grocery stores and beauty salons and everything. And the government was complicit in that. That wasn't just the angry white mob. That was the government help. White angry mob can't drop bombs, right? And so we teach our children that and affirm them and help instill pride in them. So that is our just a small synopsis of what we do in Freedom School. There are some people in the audience here who were volunteers. My 2 brothers right there, Eric Thomas and Brother Rick, they both were a part of traveling with us to Tulsa, making sure we got there safe. There's other organizations that supported us financially. Omega Psi Phi, Alpha Iota gave us the money. Delta Sigma Theta sorority, the Sigma. So you can donate and help us get this going and keep it going. This is our third year, and so just know that it's worthwhile. The kids are depending on you. It's also free. We don't want that to be a barrier for students. So this is how we make it free. And the link to the application is still on. It's on our website. You can also go to the QR code and check us out.
If you wanted to make a monetary donation, how would you do that?
On our website, and the donate, and it's on there. If you go to the website, it's got donate. You can just, it'll say Freedom School, and you can tell it how much you want to donate. Thank you.
Thank you, sister.
Is the QR code in the school? Because I got the QR code if you want to. Yes, so.
What's that?
We got it.
It's cool.
Yeah,
It's on there.
Here, and
Okay.
it's also on our website, and it says Bigger Day, Freedom School's got a big banner. So
So as we wrap up,
Okay.
I'm sure some of you may be asking, how does this work? How does this fit into the narrative for what's going on? First of all, this starts with our children when they are at a young age. So that's why we have Freedom School. It continues them being disciplined in ways. So if we're gonna fight the system, we gotta fight the system. And we have to talk about these systemic barriers and how we can change them. So, everybody, let's talk a little bit, go back to voting. How many of you have encountered people when you ask them to vote, or have they voted, or are they registered to vote? How many of you run into people that, oh man, I don't vote, I don't do that?
I'm not into politics.
I'm not into politics.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
So I'm going to flip the script and tell y'all to respond to them. Do it for Brother Anthony. That's why you need to vote. If you want to help Brother Anthony and others in the system who are being confronted with unfair punishment, then we have got to make some systemic changes. So when they tell you that, tell them that's on you, because you can help make a difference in changing things. So that will be your response when you hear people talking about it. And then how many people know the group Take Six? Take Six.
Singing group.
Take Six.
Yeah.
Okay. We want everybody to take 6 to the poll.
Okay.
Take 6 to the poll. Take 6 to the poll. And we want you to come with us. I hope you all signed up, because that is how we are going to make some changes within some of the policies. To sign up, to go with us to talk to our representatives. House Bill what? 1405.
Five.
And what I need you guys to do more importantly, how many people are active on social media? When y'all are out there posting stuff, post facts.
Yeah.
We're gonna start posting some factual things about the things we're talking about, but post facts. Everybody wants to talk and have an opinion about what happened this week. Well, how about you post that, hey, we need to be educated on the county clerk position. Hey, we need to figure out what's going on with this Court of Appeal.
Yeah.
Hey, we need to look into a House bill, because I will tell you, across the county, Collin County, the number one problem that we have is bullying. Identity-based bullying. So we want to make sure that we do everything we can to make changes in that system. So what are we doing?
Educate, vote,
Educating,
post on social media.
post on social media,
Facts. Post facts.
state the facts,
State the fact and take six. Register people to vote.
Meet our legislators.
Meet your legislators. Go with us to lobby day. We're going to, like I said, who we going to meet? Who are they?
Repeat.
3 people. Yeah. And so, okay, let me say their names. Matt Shaheen, Jeff Leach, and Caressa Richardson. Those individuals right there. Now, there are other things going on, but if we're looking to help people who are in the system wrongfully prosecuted, as well as Brother Anthony, these are the specific things that you can go do right now. What are they again?
Take six. Vote.
House Bill 1405.
State
And it's
facts.
about facts. Sister Sharaysa. They write letters. Okay. Yeah, yeah.
I would also say that if you're busy and you're working and you just don't have time and you know people who just don't have time, donate. Donate to the NAACP, donate to the organizations that you see are active in the community, because I promise you, these people are volunteers. They're pulling money out of their pockets. The world is not coming to save them. You know what I mean? And one thing that I'm big on is economic empowerment. I think we don't have a black and white problem. We have a green problem. It's not a problem to be black. And I promise you, when you have the money talks, and you get in the rooms and hire the right attorneys and hire the right physicians and you do the right things. But there's organizations that are out here that are active and serving and giving their life. I know I'm talking too much, but I can't stress it enough, because as a philanthropist, it hurts my heart to volunteer and people don't have the funding and everybody's talking. Put your money where your mouth is. Put your money where your mouth is. If you pay $5,000 to go see Beyonce, pay $5. Say that. And set it up as a stipend. Do a commitment where you say every month, I will donate. Set it up on automatic pay. Every month. If you don't tithe to church because you're not religious, tithe to the organization that fight for you. Okay? Thank you.
I'm so glad that was on my notes, but kind of, guys, we run a tight ship. Our dues are only $30. So we ask that you.
18 of that goes to the national.
Yeah, so we get $12. So when we do our programs and events, guess what? We do everything. Most of what we do is free. We need money to operate. So we would love for you to donate. I think there's a donate QR code going around. Right?
Yes.
And it's on the website.
I just did $100 to the free.
So that's what it takes. And thank you all. Like I said, our next action step is that we're going to be, and I said this in a meeting I was at a few weeks ago. Who is the nucleus of the Black community? The church. The Black church. So we are going to be working with the church to ensure that they have voting tables out and mobilizing their congregation to vote. Okay? None of us can talk about who we're voting for, but we need to educate our community. We have a whole plethora of things that we're going to be doing. If you know a group, because we're people, probably everybody here, we vote, right?
Yeah.
And my daughter tells us all the time, y'all talk to the wrong people.
Mhm.
So we need to get in the streets and talk to the people who don't have the same passion and can't understand. And a lot of them are really frustrated about what's going on. And what you can help do is say, hey, sis, if you got a problem with what's going on, then you need to vote. And here's why you need to vote and how it connects with what's going on right there. So please, please, please. We look forward to everything you do. Thank you.
Wait, one more thing. Is there anybody, and I know it's time to go, is there anybody that lives in Frisco?
That's the last thing.
There's an election today.
Today.
Who's from Frisco?
I voted in Frisco, yeah.
All right.
Okay.
On behalf of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, I stand as the bosses of the North Dallas chapter of Alpha Iota Iota. If you have a young Black man who needs guidance and mentorship, there's plenty of brothers here in a purple shirt, gold shirt, purple hat that's connected. We just did a program today educating young men on emotional intelligence, emotional awareness. We are pouring into them because it starts early. Carmelo was too late. We want to get to them before they get to that point. So we have programs in place today that we're doing. So if you just need assistance on where to go for that young Black man, look around. Come talk to me. We'll get them taken care of, because our goal is to give them alternative options before it gets to that point. And so I would be remiss if I showed up and didn't say anything. And I'm thankful for what we're pouring into this community, into this environment. But if you need some help, we have a program already in place. And our service area is North Dallas, Collin County, Denton County, right here. So we will do anything in our power to help with the programs that we already have in place.
Yeah.
Not the same.
Well, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Delisa, Joy, for hopping in when we were getting set up. Thank you for praise God for this tree here. Yes, sir. Uh, 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 I'm all about numbers.
I
We'll
got-
put some numbers together, and hopefully you signed up so that we can follow up with you, get engaged, and get involved. Anything else?
Just thank you for your patience. Party. And thank you. Thank you for being here. All right, let's give each other a round. Ooh, very good. Thank you.
National vote, update on registration.
You wanna donate, we got the QR codes right here.
Oh, okay.
When you're finished.
Let me pause it. So y'all, we are here, Collin County, and this is where Carmelo Anthony was sentenced. So we just had a little like meeting with the NAACP, just giving out great information. So if you guys aren't registered to vote, please vote. You know, she said that it helps, and of course, so many different ways. But this is again where everything happened for Carmelo Anthony. Prayers to him, prayers to the family. And if you guys want to donate, you guys can check out the NAACP website. You guys can send in donations. There is a lot of things working in the background, but y'all just continue to pray for both families. And y'all, we are signing out.